Good morning, everybody. Ori Spado here. I'm the host of Stories with Ori. Now, look, folks, I know you're looking here at my guest today, and I know what you're thinking. But, as you all know, I'm known as the Hollywood Fixer. One of the things, I know Hollywood very well. I've been around it for close to 50 years of my life. And one of the things that I've always enjoyed doing is helping young actors, keeping them out of trouble, teaching them the harms, ways of things in life. Because look at, you go, you watch TV, you watch a movie, you think these people have it easy. You have no idea how hard they have to work for what they're doing. It's a lot of hard work, and it's very time consuming. Today, I had the pleasure, and I call him my friend, Eric Finch. Eric has been around Hollywood for a while. He's an actor. He's getting involved in music. He's a father, and he's Snoop Dogg's double. I know what he looks like. So, Eric, thank you very much for coming up here today, Eric. And I'd like to, tell the audience, where were you born, or Eric? How did you get started in this here?
First and foremost, I want to say thank you so much. And as far as being a friend, I think we're more than friends. I consider us a family member.
Well, I appreciate that.
Meeting you was one of the most honorable and pleasurable things I've ever come across at any point in time in my life. And I thank you so much for having me on board the show, to you and to everybody else that welcomed me. I come from a small town called Lake Charles, Louisiana, and I started off as a look-alike. And I'm a very open Christian when it comes to things on how I got started. So I always say thank you, God, for where I am today. And a lot of people always ask me who was born first, and I was born before Snoop. But in actuality, I was born before Calvin Brodus, and Snoop Dogg was born before Snoop Double.
Oh, yeah?
Right. So I'm a little older than Snoop. But I started off as a lookalike, and then I did a couple lookalike gigs. And then from there, I went on the TV show called Great News. And then I started working with John Cryer from 2.5 Men. And then, man, I don't know what happened. It was just like, boom, I just blew up.
You said 2.5 Men?
Yeah.
The TV show?
Yes, I was doing a pilot with John Cryer once, and the pilot didn't take off. I don't know what happened.
Oh, that was the Charlie Sheen show, 2.5 Men.
Yeah. So I was pretty ecstatic. I brought my twins with me too, and I was like, "Hey, man, that's the dude right there." It's like, "Who?" I said, "Man, look at him." It's like, looking at him, they didn't even know who he was, and I was like, "I bet you it was Austin and Allie. You probably know." And it's like looking around, are they here? And I was like, "No, they're not." But working with John Cryer was pretty fun. And his cast that was there, it was amazing. But it went further, doing a commercial for Snoop. My first commercial was Carna. It was when he was being inducted into this new type of bill, a commercial. And then it went to doing a Corona commercial, and they said, "Hey, man, we need you to read this script." I was like, "Read a script?" They said, "Yeah, we need you to do this voiceover." I was like, "Okay, cool." They say, "Read it." And I'm like, sitting down, and I don't like reading too much. I'm a numbers kind of cat. And they said, "Read it." And I'm kind of worried. I said, "Okay." I said, "La vida más fina. That's the fine life, baby." And they said, "Cut. That's it. Send it." Boom. Next thing you know, I'm doing Corona beer commercials, then 19 Crimes commercials, Big Lighter commercials, water commercials, Vivint commercials. I did the movie Bromates, and then I wind up on The Masked Singer. And then I've been blessed ever since. And then people started noticing me, and then I had to take a break for a couple years because it wasn't because of fame or fortune. It was because I had a little hacker, and I just needed to take a break from social media, and it brought me back to reality. And I'm here where I am today. And had it not been for that, I would have never got the opportunity to meet amazing people like yourself and your crew, and I would have never had the opportunity to meet some of the people that I've been engaged with in the last few days.
That's also a story from Louisiana to Hollywood.
Yeah, from the projects of Louisiana.
The
I
project.
came from the projects. I did over 20 years in the United States Navy, retired at Camp Pendleton, and I worked in warehouses for a while.
So so that's how you ended up in California
Yes,
through the Navy.
I ended up in California because of the Navy, and I met my wife and here in California, and we've been together now 19 years, married.
And God bless. That's awesome.
And that's my ride or die. I knew she was my ride or die from the
You
moment.
got wonderful two daughters here. They are twins.
Yeah, I rolled the dice. I got snake eyes, and I was blessed, and I'm happy to say that one wants to be a Navy pilot. One wants to work with hair and nails. One wants to be a cosmetologist. And then she wants to become an entertainer. And I never even pushed them towards being an entertainer or the other being a naval pilot. It was something that they chose to do on their own. And when you hear that as a dad, that's amazing because both my parents were Marines. I wanted to be a Marine. Don't get me wrong, but
I
there's
did too. I
really,
ended up in the Army.
well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we all do different things, but I look at it this way: we became the biggest and the baddest of whatever branch we was in, right? So my
Right.
mom and dad produced one of the baddest sailors that ever walked on the earth. That's how I see it. And but I say thank you for your service all the time, and I say
Thank
it
you.
again,
I
thank
do
you.
too.
You know,
And I go over to the VA hospital here.
hmm
I give the workers. I've given out hundreds of books over there.
really,
To the real heroes are the people taking care of the veterans.
yeah,
But then they got they got where the homeless veterans
hmm
live over here on this side of Wilshire Boulevard.
yeah.
And I go there once in a while. They got my books in the library there, and yeah, I do what I can for the veterans.
I do. I just left the Veterans Hospital yesterday to get my normal checkup. And I'm always where I always get nervous about hospitals. I don't like going over there because I always want to poke you, stick you, and everything else. And then you always meet some of those hospital professionals that never really have that type of bedside manners. But I have to go and get my normal checkup, and they say, "Oh, you're good to go," and I'm like, "Thank you, man," because you always worry.
Yeah,
But every time I walk in that VA hospital, a lot of people that's never served don't know that no matter how old you are and how long ago you served, that's a part of the family that you never get rid of, and you feel so comfortable around each one of them, no matter who they are, no matter where they came from. It's a bond that nobody can ever break or
that's right.
understand. So when I step in that platform in the VA hospital, I see so many of my brothers and sisters in there. It's just like amazing. I'm like, hey, what's happening with y'all? And they were like, hey, what's going on, Snoop? And I'm like, no, I'm not Snoop, man. But I thank you all for your service, and even for the people that are serving inside the hospitals, man. It's nothing but love for them. And I always ask them. I say, hey, man, have you ever served before? They're like, not one day. And I was like, well, thank you anyway for helping my brothers and sisters. So I'm gonna go in and look for this book, and I know I'll probably see it where I go to the one in Loma Linda because it's
Where?
close in
The VA?
the VA in Loma Linda.
I don't know if it's down in Loma Linda. I
Really?
know it's up here because I put it there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Oh,
come. I do it personally.
whoa.
Yeah, uh, I should. I should get them out to all the VAs. I should. It's another thing that thought about doing. They should be in all prisons. I don't know if it is or not. I'm sure it is.
Well, when you go, I'll go with you.
Yeah.
For real. I
That'd
mean,
be
I'm serious.
cool.
I'll keep my
Come
word.
with me someday when you're up in this area. I go to West LA, which I'm sure you probably passed it.
Well, no matter if I'm in this area or not, I mean, we got
Yeah.
each other's number. We can talk
Right.
anytime we want. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'll be more than happy to come. I mean, like, I'm just a car drive away. I don't mind
Yeah,
driving.
because I did tell them, and I put my name on the volunteer list. All right, to go, but they haven't called me yet. To go into the hospital and do a reading for some of the patients at the Veterans Hospital.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if we can make something
So
happen
we
together.
might be, but we got a lot of things to do. But in a normal course of a day,
Mm-hmm.
on your normal going to the grocery store, the drugstore, wherever, how many people mistake you for Snoop Dogg? Because
So
when I first met you, and I met Ricky at my dear friend Freeway Ricky's opening of his cannabis shop out in the valley.
that's the weed shop for
And I
y'all that
seen
don't
this
know.
guy standing there with some other people, and I told my son, "Oh, that's Snoop. I want to go meet him." My son said, "Dad, that's not Snoop." I said, "Bullshit." And thank God we did meet.
Yeah,
And, uh, we're talking about doing some things in the future here. And
yeah.
we get the right team together. I think with you, me, and Ricky, we could do some good events.
Oh,
And I
most
want to do them
definitely.
around Los Angeles, in Southern California.
Yeah, most
You know?
definitely. Most definitely. But for me, I mean, like going a lot of places, sometimes, sometimes I have good days and sometimes I have bad days.
Yeah.
Going to concerts is a little challenging. Going to the supermarket, I normally stay in certain areas, but sometimes you go to places, being in the entertainment industry, you have people that like you and you have people that dislike you. You know, I don't try to be anybody that I'm not. I'm myself. I can't help the way I look, but people will always say you're trying to be somebody other than yourself. And it's hard when you're judged like that. But for me, when I step out of my front door, I know my name is Eric Finch. When somebody meets me, they'll say, "Hey, man, are you Snoop Dogg?" And I'm very open to tell them, "No, I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm Snoop's. I'm a double. My name is Eric Finch." And sometimes people don't want to hear that. They want you to tell them something else. But when I go to a grocery store, we go to Victoria Garden, somebody tried to give me this $4,000 dog, man. I'm like, oh my God, bro. It was a beautiful dog, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would have been like, oh, I'll take it. But they were giving it to Snoop. So I couldn't
Take it.
honestly take this pet. So I said, I'm sorry, I'm not Snoop. So they said, well, take it anyway. I said, well, no, I didn't feel comfortable. So we go to the yard house and they have a certain area because I eat in Rancho, and they have a certain area that they'll put me inside, in a corner, and they treat me with a lot of respect. But when I go to certain locations, people get kind of irate and they'll start saying Snoop, Snoop, Snoop. So we went to what was the name of that Besamo Mucho? I think Besamo Mucho concert. I had somebody that used to represent me that sent me there with no security, and I had just got done on the news media, and they told them that I was going to be at this concert, and it was me and my twins, and we went there, and within like maybe 5 minutes of us arriving, because we kind of snuck in a little bit, somebody seen me, and like 800 people surrounded us, and my poor daughters, they didn't ask for the attention, but I had one that was overwhelmed by the amount of people that surrounded us that she was shaking, and I feel bad because it's not something that they signed up for, but it happens,
Right.
And then I went to another concert, so I spent a lot of time backstage. I'm one of those people that want to see everything from the other side because I never got a chance to, and now I'm seeing it from a different side, and I enjoy both sides, but it's difficult sometimes, like I don't go down Hollywood Boulevard. I try to stay away from that area. Last time I was over there, the cops kicked me off the street, and I was like, "Man, did I do something wrong?" They're like, "Dude, do you want to go back to that?" I was like, "No, not really." And they started escorting me off. And my wife is Latina, so they blocked her off, man. They wouldn't let her go down the steps with me. I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Well, she can't go with you." I said, "Dude, that's my wife." And it's like, "Oh, my bad." And then they let her off,
Yeah.
and then they blocked off a street that was a one-way street to help us go out, which was pretty
Okay.
crazy. It was pretty. It's fun, and sometimes it's scary, you know. But it's part of the business, I
Now, as
guess.
far as your acting career, are you getting work constantly, or are you do more acting or more commercials?
Acting. Well, I always tell people when you're a member of Screen Actors Guild, you're employed and unemployed, and people try to figure that out. I say, well, as an actor, you're employed because you're an actor, but you have to look for work all the time. So you have to cast, and there's always going to be somebody that's better than you.
Absolutely.
And because of when you look like somebody, it's kind of hard to find acting jobs. because you resemble somebody so much, or you kind of look like that person. So a lot of people's like, well, we don't want to make it seem like it's Snoop Dogg doing this commercial and it's not Snoop Dogg, you know. But I get a lot of gigs too, you know. I just got done doing Jimmy Kimmel. I
You
doubled.
did the Jimmy Kimmel show?
I was on Jimmy Kimmel a while back, and well, just a few weeks ago, where we did the pre-taping for Snoop and Dre's actual taping. So I was there with 50 Cent's double, myself, and Dre's double. We were there the day before.
Oh, there's a 50 Cent double?
Man, there's doubles everywhere, man. I swear, man. I think there's a double for me. Isn't that Snoop? No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. But yeah, there's a double for every. There's a look-alike. They say there's a look-alike for everybody in this world, and I definitely believe it. You know, people. I have identical twins, and somebody always telling me one of them looks like me, and I'm trying to figure that one out. And they're identical. You know, so
Well,
I mean, me and you look alike, don't y'all
huh?
think? Don't we look alike? Look at him.
You know, I'll tell you a funny thing. On TikTok, I got like over 250,000 views on a show I did about P. Diddy, Puffy, whatever his name is. Okay? No, it was, yeah, about him. And then somebody said I look like Clive Davis.
You do.
Holy crap, that's scary now.
Well, I'd put a wig on and I'd do the Whitney thing, but I'm not shaving my facial hair, so
Yeah.
that would be an awkward moment.
Yeah. Man.
But
So-
you do.
You think I look like Clive Davis?
I'm just saying. I mean, don't y'all think so? I mean, y'all can speak out loud. I know everybody like kind of scared, like don't say nothing out loud. We don't want everybody to hear it. But it's okay. They won't get mad. I promise.
I
They'll
don't
get mad
want
at
to
me.
look like him. You know, I met him before.
Really?
When he had what's her name?
Whitney?
No,
Oh, the
not
other one.
Whitney before. After Whitney. What's her name? Big singer.
Who's the other
He
one?
was showcasing her.
Oh, I got. They looking.
Man, I can't remember.
What's the other
Give me
singer's
his
name? They searching. Hold on. I'm glad they didn't say Siri.
She's got one name. She goes by one name.
Who did Clyde? Huh? Rihanna?
What?
Was it Rihanna? No. No?
Come on, your girl got to know the name.
I don't know. They got Google. I don't know.
Okay, well, anyway, I
One of
can't
them people.
remember her name. Yeah, I met him. He was a nice guy, but now he's making the news all the time with it, Puffy thing, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, that's one of those things, man. You know, like to me, I believe in privacy. So when I go to events, I leave the same day. I don't know. I don't like staying the night. I know I'm gonna be in an event on the 17th. I'm going to Bakersfield, and I'll be performing a couple songs that Snoop has at an event with an up and coming reggaeton artist. His name is Leroy.
Can you do us a favor and sing a few lyrics of one of Snoop's songs?
Oh man, it's gonna be rated R. Okay. No, I'm not gonna do rated R. So I normally go money in the air as Mo feel. Grab you by your coattail, take you to the motel wholesale. Won't tell, don't tell. Baby said I don't talk dog, but she told on me. Oh well, take a picture with me. What the flick gonna do? Baby, stick to me, and I'ma stick on you. And I just go from that point on. I love my stuff. You know, so thank you.
Super.
Somebody loved me. My kids didn't like it. No, I'm just, you know. So and then I'll do that, and I'll be performing a little bit in Bakersfield with a friend of mine, Leroy Villa, and that'll be on the 17th of this month. And then on the 27th, I'll be making a guest appearance over at the concert in was that by Victorville, with a whole bunch of people. Rolls Royce will be there, you know. So,
You know, Eric, the more I get to know you, the more respect. Today is the first time that I met these two lovely daughters.
thank you.
And I got to commend you. They're very respectful, very nice young girls. And I got, and I do this a lot with people that I see that had their children with them, are teaching their children. the right things in life, and I can see you're doing that, you and your wife. So you should be very proud of that there.
Thank
All
you.
right, because you accomplished something in today's world that a lot of people are not doing it anymore.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I live my life from where my parents taught me, honestly. Um, I want my kids to remember me and my wife as good parents. And I want them not to be exactly like me. I want them to be better than me. And I tell them that every single day. And I want them to know that everything that I do is not for me, it's for them. It's not about fame and fortune,
Right.
and it's not about demanding respect. It's about them being something greater than I am, And today I was telling them that we're going to come and see you. And always teach them to say thank you. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. I appreciate it. And they have absorbed that from day one of birth and carried on with that every single day. So each person that they've met in my circle of military friends have been a big positive role model for them, and they know that in this life that it's not a choice that you're a role model. You don't, you're there. You're a role model 24 hours a day,
Right.
whether you want to be one or not. So they know that, and I'm really
Well,
proud of them.
I talk a lot about respect, loyalty, and honor. Um, and, these are things you need to teach your children
Right.
before the age of 12, because from 4 to 12 is like the most formative
Right.
years of teaching a child.
Yeah.
But Eric, we only got a couple minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything special that you'd like to tell the audience?
I always end things by telling people my motto, and it was my little quote. And that's never let people stop you and let you settle for where you are. Everybody always say reach for the stars. I tell people to reach for the universe. The stars is a stopping spot. That's where you just want to settle for where you are. But if you reach for the universe, there's so much more for you out there. Look forward to going somewhere further and not stopping where you are.
Very good.
And I thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Eric. It's been a pleasure. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming.